Mr. Brown lived near the centre of town, but his small house had a garden. Mr. Brown liked his garden very much. It had a lot of flowers, and they were pretty in summer. Red, blue, and yellow. Mr. Brown liked sitting there in the evenings and at weekends. But he had to work too. Mr. Brown worked in an office. It wasn't near his house, so he often went to work on the bus. He came home on the bus too. Mr. Brown was a lonely man. He didn't have many friends, and he didn't talk to many people. And so he was sad and often bored. One very hot day, Mr. Brown walked home. He didn't want to go on the bus that day. He wanted a walk in the warm sun. In one street, there was a small shop. Mr. Brown looked in the window. There were very old things in the window, and Mr. Brown liked old things. He went into the shop. "Good afternoon," said the man in the shop. "Good afternoon," said Mr. Brown. "Can I look round the shop?" "Please do." Mr. Brown looked at the things in the shop. He saw an old doll with a sad face. It wasn't a pretty face, but Mr. Brown liked it. The doll was a little old man with white hair and black clothes. Mr. Brown thought, perhaps the doll is lonely too. He asked, "How much do you want for this old doll?" The man thought, "Oh, that? £3, he said. Mr. Brown wanted the doll. Why? He didn't know, but he wanted it. £3 was a lot of money for an old doll, but Mr. Brown paid it. He went out with the doll in his hand. He looked at its face. Is it smiling? He wondered. No, he thought, it's only a doll. He said to it, I'm going to take you home. The doll didn't answer. It was only a doll. So why did Mr. Brown speak to it? Because he was lonely. He put it in his case with his papers from the office. Mr. Brown was tired now, so he got on the bus. The man came for Mr. Brown's money, and Mr. Brown bought a ticket. Suddenly, somebody on the bus spoke. "Go away," said the person. "You stupid man! Go away!" Everybody on the bus looked at Mr. Brown. Did he say that? They wondered. The ticket man was angry with Mr. Brown. Why did he say that? He wondered. He gave Mr. Brown a ticket and went away. He didn't like Mr. Brown. When Mr. Brown got home, he was very tired. Who spoke on the bus? He wondered. He didn't know. He took the doll out of his case and looked at it. It was only a doll. It wasn't very pretty. It was quite ugly, but it had a smile on its face. That's strange, thought Mr. Brown. He put the doll on the table and had his dinner. Mr. Brown wasn't very hungry, so he only ate some bread and butter. Then he went to bed and slept. He forgot the doll. It was on the table. Morning came, and the sun shone into the room. Mr. Brown opened his eyes. There was something on his bed. What is it? He wondered. He looked, and he saw the doll. But I left it on the table. It can't walk. It's only a doll. Mr. Brown didn't understand it. It was very strange. Mr. Brown went to the front door. Are there any letters for me? He wondered. Yes, there were 3 with his name and address. But what was this? The letters were open. Who opened them? Mr. Brown didn't know. Mr. Brown ate his breakfast. Then he went to the bus stop and waited. His bus came and stopped for him. Mr. Brown got on with his case and sat down. There were a lot of people on the bus, and one old woman couldn't sit down. He got off the bus. He couldn't understand it. That doll's at home, he thought. Or is it? Mr. Brown opened his case and looked inside. He put the doll down on the street and left it there. Then he went to work. That's the end of that doll, he thought. Good. Mr. Brown worked well all day. The doll didn't speak. It only smiled again. Mr. Brown was very angry now. He took the doll into the garden again. He found some wood, and he made a big fire. He lit the fire. Then he put the doll on the top. Now die, said Mr. Brown. It's different this time. This will be the end of you. And Mr. Brown smiled. The fire was hot and red. The fire got bigger and bigger. Suddenly, there was a loud cry, and people ran out of their houses. What's wrong? They shouted. There's a big fire in Mr. Brown's garden, somebody said. Look! And there was a big fire. The people looked round the house and garden. They couldn't find Mr. Brown. But on the ground, near the fire, there was a doll with white hair and black clothes. It wasn't a pretty doll, and there was a smile on its face.
Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel to see the latest videos. Thank you.